Hello, this is the first Sunday of Advent. First Sunday of Advent. Advent would be the beginning of the liturgical year of 2025 to 2026. So we begin our coming liturgical year this Sunday, and it is also 4 Sundays, 4 weeks before, 4 Sundays before the celebration of the birth of Christ, celebration of Christmas. So this is the first Sunday of Advent, and we would light a candle each week, and there would be 4 candles to be lighted for the 4 Sundays of Advent. And this Sunday we would suggest stressing hope. And some of the main points of the readings would be, it is the hour now for you to awake from sleep, to be awake. And also the readings remind us about Noah, who was a just man, and because of his justice, his behavior, certain people were saved from death. Some other points from the readings would be, you also must be prepared, for at an hour you do not expect the Son of Man will come. This week we would begin another, we will share in another way. We will not read all the readings. We will leave it to you to do the readings yourselves. But we would bring out the main points of the readings and then connect these points to the Laudate Si, the encyclical of Pope Francis. The first reading from the Bible would be from Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah. The main points that we would make would be going towards God's God's house, God's mountain, okay, and that God may instruct us in His ways, and we may walk in His paths. So Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, is pointing us towards this. Then he also said that he also suggests that we should beat, that the people should beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. One nation shall not raise the sword against another, nor shall they train for war again. So here he was pointing towards peace among people, and that we should use the weapons for war and renew these weapons into peacemaking, peacemaking things like plowshares for plowing, pruning hooks, and that we should not use swords against one another, nor train for war again. So here was to establish peace and not have wars between one another. O house of Jacob, come, let us walk in the light of the Lord. So here it was pointing towards walking in the light of the Lord. Then we come to the second reading, Romans, and said, "It is the hour now for you to awake from a sleep," that we should be awake. "For our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. The night is advanced, the day is at hand. Let us then throw off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light." So we should walk in the light. And then Romans, the apostle continued to share with the community, the Romans, "Let us conduct ourselves properly as in the day, not in orgies and drunkenness, not in promiscuity and lust, not in rivalry and jealousy." So we should not be in darkness in these things, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ, to prepare ourselves to really celebrate Christmas, the birth of the Lord, the descent of God the Son as man. And make provision for the desires of the flesh, and make no provisions for the desire of the flesh. Make no provisions for the desire of the flesh. Put on the Lord Jesus Christ. And then we come to the Gospel of St. Matthew. Jesus said to his apostles, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Lord, the Son of Man. In those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day that Noah entered the ark. They did not know until the flood came and carried them all away. So will it be also at the coming of the Son of Man." Okay? So the good will be rewarded and the bad would be punished. So the Gospel of Matthew stress, we bring out this point: stay awake, for you do not know on which day your Lord will come. Be sure of this: if the master of a house had known the hour of night when the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and not let his house be broken into. So too, you must also be prepared at an hour you do not expect. The Son of Man will come. So we will relate being awake from sleep, Noah, and being prepared for the coming of Christ, the celebration and remembrance of the descent of God the Son as a human being. This is the first Sunday of Advent, and we will relate this to Laudate Si, Pope Francis encyclical. And we relate the first part to section 61. We need only to take a frank look at the facts to see that our common home is falling into serious disrepair. Hope, very important point that we will bring out this Sunday, would have us recognize that there is always a way out, that we can always redirect our steps from disrepair, that we can always do something to solve our problems. that means we can make our situation better and not continue to be in serious disrepair. Through Noah, now we will also link to what the Bible, the readings about Noah said. Through Noah, who remained innocent and just, God decided to open a path of salvation. In this way, He gave humanity the chance of a new beginning. All it takes is one good person to restore hope. The biblical tradition clearly shows that this renewal entails recovering and respecting the rhythms inscribed in nature by the hand of the Creator. So we must think of hope and renewal, and that we shall recover and respect the rhythms of nature. God created nature, and in nature there's rhythm, and we must respect the rhythm and follow the rhythm and work with the rhythm of God's creation. Then we come to section 74. God's creative omnipotence was given pride of place in order to exhort the people to regain their hope. So to regain hope, the staple point of the first week of Advent. To regain their hope in the midst of their wretched predicament. The faithful once again find consolation and hope in a growing trust in the all-powerful God. So, consolation and hope and trust in the all-powerful God. We must learn this and try to understand this in this first week of Advent. Then we come to section 193 of Laudate Si. Benedict the 14th has said that technologically advanced societies must be prepared to encourage more sober lifestyles. We must see if our lifestyle is sober, while reducing their energy consumption and improving its efficiency. So we must see whether our lifestyle would waste energy and whether we have efficiency. We must be more efficient in the way we live our lifestyles and use energy. Okay, so here Pope Francis gives us some points to consider for the first week of Advent, and it is a very important period in preparing for the celebration and remembrance of the descent of God the Son as a human. God the Son coming down and be with us as a human person, okay? And with us, living with us and living towards heaven. Okay, God bless.